While we're talking about headliners, does anybody have a Florida-Bama play? Florida-Bama?
I do.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm not overthinking this one. I'm laying the points with Alabama. I think the best I can get right now on the show is 14.5. I was able to get 14. Oh, no, wait. There's a 14. Thank you, unnamed sportsbook. I'm not overthinking it. They've got the QB controversy. Emory Jones has not been good. The fans want Anthony Richardson, but for some reason, Dan Mullen's not putting Anthony Richardson out there. And I trust that Dan Mullen, if he's not putting Anthony Richardson out there, there's plenty of reasons for it. I think that Mullen kind of alluded to it in the press conference where it's like, yeah, you're seeing all the great plays, but you're not seeing the stuff that he's missed. And I think that against Alabama, you can get away with that kind of stuff against USF and FAU. You're not going to get away with missing reads and that kind of stuff against Alabama. So I don't expect Anthony Richardson to be starting or playing the majority of the game here. I think it's going to be the same situation with Emory Jones and Richardson. And I don't think it's going to matter because I don't think that this Florida offense is capable of scoring enough points to keep up with Alabama. And I do worry a little bit about Bryce Young starting on the road in an environment like this for the first time in his career. So I do worry that there's going to be a slow start. So I would maybe consider Florida in the first quarter or first half. But I think that once we get going for the full 60 minutes, Alabama, once it settles in, is just going to be able to move the ball down the field pretty consistently, and Florida's not going to be able to keep up. So I am taking Alabama minus 14.
I don't hate that, Tom. I played Florida plus 14.5 over the summer. And I thought Florida's offense would look better than it did. And obviously I have to eat that. Well, it's not a loss yet, but I don't feel like that's a winner at this point. But no play for me in this.
I think it's going to play out with a slow Bryce Young start. And I think Alabama's going to cover. I think that there's just going to be that huge swing Florida might even lead, let's say 17-14, midway through the second quarter. And then all of a sudden it's just going to stop. And Alabama will slowly but surely tack on one touchdown after another. And when you look up at the end of the game and it's, 42-24, you're going to be like, oh, I guess Alabama won. I really thought Florida was competitive, but they just are so relentless. And once Bryce Young gets comfortable, then yeah, I could totally see Alabama being able to pull away for that cover.
I got to play. I'm attacking the total. I think Tom's on the right side. I just, you mentioned Bryce Young, first time, hostile environment. I think Florida's defense is better than they were last year. I'll be interested to see if their defensive line can get any pressure. But I have very little confidence in Florida's offense to do much. So I'm going to take the under. I think this will be one of those more like 34-14, one of those just like Bama kind of controls it. Second half starts to pull away, kind of just like that boa constrictor, just sucks the life out of the game. Bill O'Brien's first SEC kind of quality opponent. I just think you'll see Saban get back to, hey, let's get out of here. And again, I think Anthony Richardson's the guy for Florida. Bud was on that early. I think maybe some of it has to do with his hamstring. Some of it has to do with the opponent. I think eventually he ends up starting. But right now with this offense, from what we've seen, and I know they put up a bunch of yards last week, South Florida is awful. I think this will be a lower scoring, kind of typical, two powerhouses going at it. So I'm going to take the under. What can I get? 60?
60.
Perfect. I'll take the under.
AR-15 is going to have one long touchdown run that's going to give – it's going to be like the catnip for Florida fans for the rest of the season, because it'll be probably very well set up within the game plan and within the scheme, because we're talking about Dan Mullen here, and he will find like one thing that's going to work, and then it won't work again, but it'll work to get Anthony Richardson the kind of touchdown that will get those fans going.